Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Mason Mount has been branded one of the worst signings ever by former Manchester United star Paul Parker. Mount joined United from Chelsea for £60 million in 2023, but has spent much of the time since injured and unavailable for selection. Parker pulled no punches in his brutal assessment of Mount, claiming the England midfielder's signing had turned out to be a catastrophe and branded him a disaster. And in a further swipe at Mount, Parker claimed Chelsea would have been ecstatic at getting such a big fee for a player who only had a year left on his contract. Mason Mount is one of the worst signings ever, said Parker. Like, in the history of football. It's literally a catastrophe. He's a disaster. And he was that in Chelsea as well, so I can't get my head around why United decided to bring him in. I have always said that I don't know what his best position is. I don't know what he is good at. And even worse, I don't think he knows either. Of course, it is a shame for him that he's always injured. But is he really injured? I don't know. But it seems like he very easily gets in a shape where he can't or doesn't want to play football. I'm sure he's a good lad, 100%, but he doesn't have the level to play for United. And he is not the only one. I'm well aware of that. He might not even be the biggest problem, but he's just not helping the team, and that's regardless of whether he's playing or not. I hope the club and him can find a solution, because that would be the best for everyone. Chelsea are ecstatic that they managed to get rid of him. They helped him financially, but more than that, they got so many players who are not just one level, but levels above him. Mount is currently sidelined by a hamstring injury and is not expected back until the end of next month to sum up a difficult season that has seen him start just 4 Premier League games this season. The England international also struggled with fitness issues last season after a calf and hamstring problems kept him out for nearly 5 months, with the player starting only 5 league games of that campaign. He has only managed 33 appearances in all competitions for the Red Devils. Manchester United's hopes of signing Victor Gyokeres have been hit with a huge blow after revealing the 3 clubs he would sign for. The Swedish striker has been linked with a move to Old Trafford for some time, rumours that have only intensified since Ruben Amorim's arrival at the club. United's distinct lack of goals over the campaign has also led to even more suggestions that the Red Devils need to add to their front line. But it looks like Gyokeres will not be the man they will sign. According to reports in Portugal, Gyokeres has already named the clubs he would be willing to sign for, and United do not feature. As per Ebola, Gyokeres would prefer a transfer to the Red Devils' Premier League rivals Liverpool, Arsenal or Manchester City, with it being inevitable he leaves the Portuguese giants this coming summer. Much like United, Mikel Arteta's side are in dire need of a new forward, while Liverpool could be looking for a replacement for Mohamed Salah sooner rather than later. City look unlikely to make a move, with Erling Haaland already at the club, while they also signed Egyptian forward Omar Marmoush in January. Sporting Lisbon president Frederico Varandas has already spoken out on Gyokeres' future and refused to confirm whether he could leave in the summer. Speaking in February, he said Gyokeres was leaving in the summer, a year and a half ago. Gyokeres was going to leave anyway. We were champions and he was already leaving. He added in January it was impossible and it remained so. I'm not going to add to it. It's already very media driven and it's not worth talking about the summer market. Premier League sides could potentially face competition for his signature. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and PSG are all touted as potential destinations. Gyokeres, 26, has enjoyed some stunning form for Sporting, having netted 82 goals in 90 appearances since signing from Coventry. But United icon Rio Ferdinand still does not believe he is the right addition for his former club. He said, "I don't think he's the guy. I've not watched him loads, but I've probably watched him 3 times really closely. 3 times I've watched him and I've gone, he ain't getting those opportunities in the Premier League. When I see him physically matched, I don't see it. What else is there? That's the questions I'm asking. Is there enough after he's physically matched to get a goal? Physicality is a massive thing in the game today. A Ruben Amorim team need physicality and runners, but there's no real physicality in this squad. It just isn't there. Former Manchester United star Paul Pogba confirmed he is back after his doping ban, meaning the Frenchman is now up for grabs on a free transfer. Pogba tested positive for a banned substance in September 2023 while playing for Juventus and was provisionally suspended before he also failed his B sample and was banned from football for 4 years. That ban was then reduced to 18 months after an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport in late 2024 after a ruling claimed his ingestion of the substance was not intentional. The verdict meant Pogba was able to begin training with clubs from January before he could officially start playing for a team in March, with his ban now officially completed. On his official Instagram page, Pogba shared a post celebrating Ramadan, using a quote that said, "Delayed, not denied." Even the prophets had to wait. He then posted a video of himself training on the pitch, doing a selection of drills, with the caption, "Someone is back." The 31-year-old also shared posts from others saying, "It's time, my brother, look who is back," and Paul Pogba loading. Pogba will now be stepping up his efforts to find a new club, with Manchester United linked with a sensational return for their ex-player. He started his career at Old Trafford before leaving for Juventus in 2012, and then returned in 2016 for a club record £89 million, but struggled for consistency after 226 appearances. Club legend Dwight Yorke urged United to give him another chance, claiming he would add quality to the midfield amid the team's struggles this season. Yorke said, "I would give Paul Pogba a third chance, definitely, because of what United currently have, and because of what we know he is capable of producing. I would say, let's have a look, give him a contract. You've got time here to prove yourself. You can come and play and help us out with the situation." I'm sure Pogba would be very keen. Maybe he might want a long-term deal because of the security. I can see why his name has been mentioned because United have struggled, and Pogba is a damn good player. Even though he's 31, I think he's far better than what we have now. And if you're going to get a player for free, who's far better than all our players in midfield, then you do it. Manchester United could be forced to pay out £20 million if Marcus Rashford leaves this summer, with the England star facing an uncertain future at Old Trafford. Rashford is currently playing for Aston Villa on loan after falling out with Ruben Amorim at United, and it appears unlikely he will return to his boyhood club in the summer. Villa have an option to sign Rashford permanently for £40 million if his loan deal is a success, but it is unlikely Unai Emery's side would be able to pay his huge salary of £325,000 a week. While United could end up pocketing £40 million for Rashford, the club could end up paying off the rest of his contract to satisfy his demands, which adds up to around £20 million, according to the Daily Mail. Rashford's current deal at Old Trafford runs until 2028, after he agreed a contract extension in 2023. But honouring that deal looks more and more unlikely after his row with Amorim, who accused the player of not giving the maximum in training. The 27-year-old joined the club aged 7 and has gone on to make 426 appearances for the Red Devils, scoring 138 times. His looming contract situation comes after Sir Jim Ratcliffe gave a candid interview revealing the club's financial difficulties and how they are having to spend millions on player wages and owed transfer fees. Speaking to Gary Neville on the overlap, he said, "If you look at the players that we will buy this summer that we did not buy, in other words, we're buying Antony this summer, we're buying Jadon Sancho this summer, we're buying Rasmus Højlund, we're buying Casemiro, we're buying Andre Onana. It's not a light switch. In your day, Neville's, you bought a player, and that was it. I know that the bill we will pay this summer is £89 million for players that have been signed previously. If we buy no players, we write a cheque for £89 million this summer." Rashford is among a crop of United stars who are expected to leave this summer in a clear-out that could see as many as 8 senior players axed. Ratcliffe insisted a number of United players were not good enough and overpaid, and the club could now cut their losses on the likes of Casemiro, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen, Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Rasmus Højlund, Jadon Sancho and Tom Heaton.